questions? Raise your hand, we'll bring a microphone to you. No questions, huh? All right, Carl, Josh.
Josh Weir from the Canton Repository. Coach, do you figure something out about your team on a night they win ugly? Do you figure something else that maybe you don't know about your guys in a normal night?
Can we say win with difficulty as opposed to win ugly? Would that be okay? Because also, recognize that the other guy's playing too. He made it hard on us. Knicks played well, really well in the first half. And it's true, we weren't out at the top of our game, but we played an opponent that battled us and competed, and we sort of had to regroup at half and find ourselves. We played a really good second half, 58-40. That's not ugly.
Second one, Chris.
David, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. First quarter, New York scores 32, shoots 62%. The rest of the way, they shoot 32%. About that, what changed defensively?
I guess we took offense to it. And kind of said, hey, wait a minute, we can't win a game like this, and we can't allow ourselves to play like that or to defend like that. And that turned it around once we turned up our defense, no question.
Jeff Newtown. Do you think those jerseys bothered the guys? I mean, it looked like LeBron cut his sleeves at halftime.
All I know is we're 1-0 with those jerseys. Now, as far as does it bother them or not, I think you should ask the guys. I didn't ask them.
Same part, Dave.
David McMenamin, ESPN. There's been some parts of LeBron's game so far this year, overall shooting percentage, lower turnovers that have been more efficient. But for whatever reason, through the first 5 games, his three-point shooting has been pretty off. Have you noticed that? Have you had any conversations about it? Is that just something he can shoot himself out of?
He'll find his way from the three. No, I don't talk to him about it. I don't need to. I didn't think the ones that he took tonight were bad. And Ron, throughout the course of his career, has been, reasonable plus 3-point shooter at times, even better than that. And he'll be fine. He'll find his way.
Stay in front, Jeff.
Precisely my question.
Great minds think alike.
That's a
There you go.
I'll take that.
Tom Linder, Fox Sports Radio. Can you talk a little bit about Tristan Thompson's effort late third through the fourth?
Yeah, well, I've said this before to the guys and ladies. Tristan does what he does. He doesn't really depend on anyone else or anything else to be able to be impactful on the game. And you see him and you feel him the most in those minutes of the game where possessions seem to be critical, and every extra ball that you get your hands on, or every possession you gain for your team is so important, and he's there, and that's why he's in the game at those times, because that's what he does. Plus, Tristan's he's just a great competitor. He wants to win, and he wants to help the team win, whatever it takes, and that's what he does for you every night.
Back to Theodore. Second one.
David, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Can you take us through the decision to start RJ and how much of it had to do with wanting to keep Delhi with the second unit?
Well, first of all, we didn't want to match Braun early on Melo, and we felt that Richard was and has been in his career, a good guy to guard Melo. Melo's a player of the highest order and highest level, and great respect for him. But we wanted RJ to battle him and then come later in the game, perhaps change the matchup, and that's what we did. That also caused them some cross-match issues, which didn't necessarily pay off for us in the first quarter, but there was a thought behind that as well. Guys, no one asked me specifically, but I can tell you, that there are games that you just have to grind it out and win with some grit, and I thought we did that tonight. A lot of that had to do with being able to battle Carmelo, who's such a great player. You know, Braun and Richard both took the challenge and made it difficult for him, which is all you can do. And we got ourselves together rebounding wise. We got the loose balls in the second half, and again, if we scored 58 points in the second half, then obviously offensively we flowed much better.
Okay, back row, Juliet.
David Blatt, kind of coach, that teardrop play from Ellie to Tristan has worked remarkably well all season. Do you think it's because defenses are respecting Deli's ability to score more this year?
Well, that's something that worked pretty well last year too. Just two good players that know how to react to situations and know how have a good feel for one another. You build trust and you build timing and a connection over the course of a year, like what we did last year, and there's carryover, and obviously it's carrying over to this year.
Back up front here, Jeff.
From where we sit, David, it looked like a frustrating night. I mean, it seemed like your guys were upset with some officials' calls, and just you didn't see the same kind of, they weren't clicking maybe like you've seen in the first four. Is that accurate? I mean, did you have to tell them at any point to calm down or anything like that?
I was away for a long time and I didn't see a whole lot of baseball. So since I came back, I started to watch baseball again. Because when I was a kid, I used to watch the Red Sox all the time. Now I'm older than you. I used to be a Carl Yastrzemski fan and Jim Lonborg fan. And Lonborg, once in a while, he didn't have his fastball. We didn't have our fastball tonight. Sometimes you got to win it with the curve, or you got to win it with a changeup. That's sort of what we had to do tonight. We kind of had to fight through some frustration, as you said, fight through some good play of the Knicks, fight through the fact that we didn't shoot it well in the first half at all. But the good news behind that is that we did find the pitches, or we did find the ways that we could win the game. And once we figured that out, things looked a lot better. And interesting enough, we stopped talking to the officials once we started playing. Usually that's the case. That's what happened.